So I move the ball forward and I have the handle forward. The hands are more forward at impact on a driver than on an iron. I don't think a lot of people understand that. They think the hands are back more. So the handle is more forward. We had that requirement to have the law of the circle to swing on an arc. If the handle was back, we'd be coming across the ball. So you have to have the ball forward and the handle forward. Now, how is this club not going to hit the ground? To not hit the ground with the ball forward and the handle forward, well, on the setup, as the ball goes farther in front of the midline, right, from B3, as it goes farther in front of the axis, as the ball goes farther in front of the axis, to move the ball forward, so many people open their chest up. To get to the forward ball, they turn their body. That's right, okay?
Yeah.
Right, they turn their body, they open their body up to get up to the ball.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do that. That would make you swing down too steep and across. That would induce a slice. To get to the forward ball position, you move the hip forward. You move the hip forward, and that gives you an additive side tilt. So I move the hip forward, move the handle, the ball, the club forward. I move the handle forward, and I move the hip forward. And that gives me more side tilt on a driver than on an iron. And when I come through with this additive side tilt, I have a slight bit more of extension and side tilt on the driver because the ball is forward, and the side tilt and the extension helps to flatten out. You guys take one step back. It helps to flatten out. Helps to flatten out the driver so that I don't hit the ground. So why doesn't the driver hit the ground? Because the ball is more forward, and the requirements to hit a ball more forward would be more side tilt, more extension coming through than on an iron. Right, so you have a system where you learn to graze the ground with your iron, and progressively, as you want to hit upward more, you keep moving the ball forward, you keep side tilting and extending more to keep the bottom of the arc flatter. So there's more side tilt, more extension, and obviously more turn coming through on a driver than on an iron.
Would you set up more extended on a driver than on an iron?
Meaning more,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so your point, if you look at this from down the line, when I'm farther from the ball, and the ball is more forward like this versus, see the iron. The iron's closer, like this, right? So I have slightly less forward tilt.
Right.
Okay? I'm not bent over quite as much. Okay? And then all the law people we'll practice, I'll come and someone will take a lesson and we'll hit 6 irons, and they'll hit them nice, just like today, right? We're at the end. Same thing for the driver. I say, is it the same thing for the driver?
Yeah.
And I say, well, once you get the grid set up, and once you get the ball position and the tilt set up, yeah, it's extend, tilt, and turn to create a stable axis. It's move the hip forward, set the wrench. It's do the 90-90-90. It's transport the draw around the axis. All that's the same. The stable axis, the hip forward, the wrench, the stable inclination to the ground, transport the draw around the axis is the same. You change the setup to fit the needs for the club that you have. Those needs obviously being not hit the ground, not hit down too steep, control the low point. It's the same system with a different set of, with a few different adjustments to the setup. Okay? So when we start to practice today, we're going to do drivers. And then, you know, at the end, we'll do some problem solving with whatever parts you know, maybe in the afternoon it'll be more of, hey, what's the biggest thing I need to work on, and do some ball control, and just tidy it, sum everything up. And maybe that'll be driver too. Okay. So is the driver the same? Well, essentially, it's the same idea. Is it the same swing? Well, there's more extension, there's more tilt, different ball position. So the values, the amounts, I might have 15 degrees of side tilt with the driver, but only 5 with a pitching wedge. So the amounts are not the same, but the logic is the same. Stable axis, stable inclination, okay? Move the hands around the arc. It's just this amounts as dictated by the different ball position on the arc. Okay? Okay. So I wanted to tie together the driver to the grid and the rest of the system. I say we start practicing now. We got scheduled.